Welcome, everybody.
Mitch, good. You're ready.
I am ready. Am I ready? I'm not necessarily always ready, and I apologize for those of you who just tuned in. I'm a few minutes late getting started today. I won't go into it. Been having a little bit of health struggles lately, and not trying to make any excuses. I'm just telling you that's why I'm late. I've also been getting a campaign to review today, so that's actually set me back just a hair. Trying to get things ready to go for today's show. And yes, today's show is about doing campaign reviews. So, on the first Tuesday, this is a Tuesday. See, my brain is foggy, just so you know that right off the bat. But the first Tuesday of the month is established to be a presentation. So is the third Tuesday of the month. The second Tuesday is Q&A week, and the fourth Tuesday, which how in the heck is this the fourth Tuesday of the month already? That's what I really want to know. Fourth Tuesday of the month is set up to do reviews. So this is review day. First of all, for those of you who may not know, I do have a new membership. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that it is a low-cost membership, easy for you to digest in terms of that monthly fee, but it will include all of those recordings of all of those that we just talked about all 4 weeks. And if there's a bonus Tuesday in the month, that'll be in there too. But there's other bonus stuff, including case studies and the Q&A day and the review day. Once I get a few more members in there, will be members only. The idea being that Q&A day is such a valuable day, and so is review day, that we'll be looking at those campaigns for people who are taking action and getting stuff done. And so those will be, eventually they will be locked off, and you'll only get the first one and the third one for part of this. Good morning. Somebody said good morning already. Let's see who that is, because they're obviously in my Facebook group, which is Thank You Page Magic List Building. I'm going to have to hit refresh because I don't have a latest page. There it is. Stephen Hogland is here. Good morning, Stephen. And good afternoon and good evening from wherever you are. Now, I do actually have a campaign to review today, which is, yay, very cool. Peter Jan, is it Peter Jan? Peter Jan? I think I've asked you this before if you're here, Peter. I am horrible at pronunciations of names. So I was just chatting with him in Messenger, and he has purchased several things from me lately, and I appreciate that greatly. And so does the family out here who is eating because of people like you. So we do have a campaign to look at today, and I appreciate that because Peter has given me the back end as well. So we can dive in and look at some of the stats, which is the thing that I think is one of the most valuable things about a viral, which I've mentioned multiple times before, is that some of the tools don't give you a whole lot in the way of stats. Now, some of you don't care about stats, but I do. And I feel like you can't improve what you're doing in your marketing if you don't know what's working, what's not working. So, let me know who's here. I see lots of you popping on. Thank you for being here. I am broadcasting, just so you know, on YouTube and on Twitch and on Twitter and on Facebook multiple times in multiple places. You can always go find me, by the way. I thought I had a screen. See, I've been working on my screens, but I don't always have all of the things. By the way, if you want to see the calendar of events, that's the thankyoupagemagic.com/calendar. But actually, if you go, I'm going to do this live so you can go see, just in case you've never been there, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go to cmitch.com. So I'm going to quickly jump over to cmitch.com. You can see right there that you can go in and you can watch here, and you can see the pop-up of the last show, if I've done that properly, and I don't think I have actually, but you can click here and see a pop-up of the upcoming events. And don't forget, speaking of upcoming events, the Bradley and Mitch podcast is tomorrow morning. Wait a minute. Why does that say 2 p.m.? Are we doing it tomorrow at 2 p.m.? Bradley. That's what's on the calendar. Or am I? Oh, it's going backwards. It's going way backwards. All right. Anyway, August. Here's August 23rd. Yeah, it does say 2 p.m. I do sort of remember vaguely. Anyway. Which is a problem now, because I'm going to have to reschedule him because I'm going to a doctor's appointment tomorrow afternoon. And I'm surprised that the chat isn't coming in here, which bothers me. And so, yes, but you can come over to cmitch.com to watch live if you happen to want to try to do that. All right. There is lots of good stuff going on in my world right now. Some not so good stuff, but that's all right. We'll deal with all the not so good stuff. And you can't enjoy the good stuff without having some of the bad stuff in life, right? But tomorrow is the podcast with Bradley. Topic to be determined. I had a colonoscopy last Wednesday, which is why I didn't do the podcast, Bradley. And oh, was that ever fun? Yippee-ki-yay! If you've ever had a colonoscopy, you knew how much fun the prep is for that. But I am next week, by the way, going to be doing a super duper really cool course with my good friend Tim. And in that course, well, look at that, the chat, you can't see it. Anyway, the chat just popped in, and this is Peter. And I know you can't see it because the Facebook group permissions thing drives me bonkers, the Facebook group permissions thing, which is why I have the window open on the side over there. Anyway. Peter, welcome. So Peter's campaign is the one that we are going to do a review of today. And we're going to get to that in just a second because I know he has to leave. Anyway, Tim Berger and I are doing a class next week. Right after the Tuesday broadcast, we are doing a special 3-day class. It is going to be highly intensive. We're going to get you up and running if you've never touched UpViral. We're going to show you the behind-the-scenes processes. And then Tim's expertise, that's me. Tuesday and Wednesday, the first 2 days, are me. So we're going to hand you a campaign. We're going to show you how to edit it. We're going to show you all that kind of stuff to get you up and running if you haven't done that stuff already. And on the third day, Tim is going to show you how to sell to your list. Tim is an expert at getting people to buy stuff. So that's the plan for next week. We have never done this before. We are going to try it out, see how well it works, give you a whole ton of great information, gobs and gobs of bonuses, additional training from me. And if you take the VIP option next week, you will get 14 days of hands-on support from both Tim and I in a private group. So you will be able to ask us any questions, get us to do reviews, that kind of stuff for the VIPs. So that is coming. I can give you a URL to go start buying, but Tim and I have got to work out a couple of things. It's not ready yet. I'll give you the link later this week if you're at all interested. Of course, you can always pop in and grab me. I shouldn't have touched that. There we go. Grab me at any time. If you go to contactmitch.com, you can find me. It's right there. Look at that. I got that one. Bango right there in the pop-ups. And of course, if you haven't gotten onto my newsletter yet, you should be there. Of course, you've got an email today. All right, I can't believe it's already 13 after the hour. Peter's going, I gotta leave. All right, so let's get to it. Let's just freaking get to it. There's that. So Peter's campaign. Now, Peter is learned several things from me by taking a couple of the classes that are available online from me, and this is his first campaign. Now, a couple of questions, and I noticed, Peter, that this cookie thing pops up, and I don't know why, because that's not an up viral thing, but maybe you've included some stuff in the setup section in the advanced settings to pop that up. We're gonna check out some stuff, but so Peter and everybody else, when I do a review, just so you know, I can be pretty brutal. I can maybe hurt some feelings. That's not my intent to hurt your feelings. This is all about creating a better campaign. Now, I know Peter is split testing this, so we've seen this, and I wondered about that, and we're going to talk about that too, Peter. So Peter says that we embedded it on this website. The website has the cookie. All right, so that answers that question. And Peter says, I assume this is Peter, give it to me brutal. That's the best way to learn. And that's what I am, and that's what I do in my memberships and in my mastermind, is to give it to you the hard way. Now, South Africa is where Peter's from. Obviously, you're always going to want to localize things if this is a local campaign. Now, I'm not familiar. I don't remember, Peter, whether South Africa, the R, what is that? Is that, it's not rubles? But if this is local, by the way, it's really good right at the top to say where people are from and where they're not. The Rand, thank you. The Rand. I should have known that. Right at the top, it says, stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand voucher. Now, here's what I want to say about this to be careful about it. Use languaging for your market. Now, when I saw stand a chance, maybe that's the way people talk in your neck of the woods. But stand a chance, it feels, at least to me in the United States, to be kind of an older phrase. Typically what I say is enter to win. Stand a chance just seems a little formal. And maybe some people won't understand it. But as I was saying, if the reason I'm bringing this up is because I happen to know also, by the way, that this is a campaign for jewelry. Shipping might be involved. And so you want to be careful about locations of people if there's shipping involved. Because I know I've done campaigns that are, quote, worldwide. And that can be kind of messy when it comes to shipping and expense. So if you are limiting this and for blocking, all right. If you're limiting this to a South Africa area or an African area and you don't want to be shipping to the other continents, make sure that you say that near the top somewhere. Because you don't want people getting really wound up and then you click on something and it says, oh, you're not eligible. All right. So one of the things that I struggle with in this particular campaign is right off the bat, and this top section are the first words somebody sees when they come to your page. Win a 1,000 Rand voucher to spend on a Louise Carver collection. What I think I would you rather say would be just win 1,000 Rand jewelry. Because some people may know what a Louise Carver collection is. Right? Let's be really brutal and tell them what their offer is. And in that way, when they land on the page, they can go, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not. If you have to get them to do some reading and spend time figuring out what even the offer is, you're going to lose them. Now, I also know, Peter, I know I'm going to lose you, so I will make sure you can see the recording because I'm going to go for a while on this one, and we're going to dive into the back end because you've given me access to your Up Viral campaign, and so we're going to look at those stats. And I'm a little curious. I'm pausing because I'm trying to figure out the technology behind what you're doing here. And so I'm going to hit, just for a second, I'm going to hit refresh. Well, I'll be darned, look at that. Okay. Peter, tell me, is this entire thing the Up Viral widget? Is that what's going on here? I hadn't really thought about it. All right. So, yes. All right. Thank you. And that's what I thought, because what I saw in the back end just a few minutes ago confused me. So this entire page, even though you said earlier that it is embedded on your page, it's the entire campaign, which is an interesting way of doing it. I'm going to have to think about that for a second. But it works. All right. So it works. So I'm getting wrapped up in my head about the tech, and that's not where we're supposed to be. Right. Anyway, so what you're doing on this page is trying to get somebody that's interested in pressing the go button and giving up your information. If it's confusing, if people don't understand the offer, they're going to leave. So when I talked about this win a 1,000 Rand voucher to spend on Louise Carver, why not just say, win some jewelry? Win $1,000 worth of jewelry. Then you can explain, hi, I'm Louise Carver. If you don't know me, I'm a South African singer, songwriter since the mid-90s. I've launched a jewelry range, and you probably want to do some trimming on these words to make it shorter. Peter, and I know the split test is shorter. The fewer words people have to read, the better off you're going to be, because you still need to get them to give up their email information. And what you're going to see is that it's going to take a long time for people to get to the entry form. And on a smartphone, it's going to, you got to be careful about that on a smartphone. And that might be potentially why the shorter version wins in terms of opt-ins. We'll have to see. And applaud you for making sure that you're doing split testing. Here we are again, win a $1,000 voucher to celebrate Women's Month. I'm giving away 3 vouchers to 3 contestants to spend in my store, right? It's basically what you're saying. Put this at the top. When you're up here at the top of the thing, tell people what the offer is. If you've got multiple prizes, tell them that, because people over time have told me multiple times, if there's more than one prize, I'm more likely to register. But if you don't tell them at the top of the page, they may see, okay, they may think, oh, I've only got one chance to win. because there's only one prize. Okay? And again, split testing is going to tell you some of this stuff if you have the opportunity to do that. First prize is 1,000 Rand. Second prize is 500. Third prize is 250. Watch your wording here. Don't put too many words in here. Frankly, unless it's important, I don't know that it helps anybody to tell them that the reason for your giveaway is to celebrate Women's Month. And again, a split test might tell you that, but what people are interested in is what's the offer? Should I enter? And so the fewer words, the better it's going to be. For example, I'll give you an example. I invite you to enter for free. That's a lot of words for... And then you got this down here. Click the button, fill out your info. People know how to fill out a form. Now, I have AJ, who's in my mastermind. He and I talk about this all the time. In his book, I shouldn't say, in his mind, what you should be doing is giving everybody every command, as tell them every step of the process. I tend to get a little tired of seeing things like fill out your info and click the button. Again, split testing, if you have some good traffic, will tell you that. Good pictures here. I like the fact that what you're showing is somebody wearing the jewelry. And I'm assuming that's Louise. All right, I'm not going to say... Anyway, I got so much to say. I should keep going. I'm assuming, by the way, this is UpViral's countdown timer. I would be more... I'm more... I don't know. That's fine. That's fine. Terms and conditions. And I know, Peter, you asked me about this the other day. And I did not answer your question. I will get that to you, because Peter asked me about terms and conditions worksheet. I'll get that to you. Why do you say the cart value at checkout must be more than the value of the voucher? So if you give me 1,000 Rand, and I decide that at the time I'm only going to spend 980, maybe a way of saying that is that the voucher can only be used once, and there is no holdover value. I think that's what you're probably going for there. Anyway, there's a whole variety of ways to go about that one too. Now, I'm going to put my name and my email address in here because we got a lot more to go and I know you got to leave. Again, we are recording this. Thank you for entering the $100,000 million voucher giveaway. Too many words here. What I typically do, by the way, and I know some of you are tired of hearing me say this, but celebrate this. Celebrate them. Thank you for entering is about you. It's not about them. Congratulations, you are registered to win. You don't even need to say the name of the campaign again. And we've had discussions about this before in my mastermind too, about whether or not you need to tell them again. Now that can actually help if you're using one-click signups. Peter said, I know that she has sent this to her list. And if you use the one-click sign-up, then they don't see the first page. So getting them here, then, okay, you don't necessarily have to tell them again what the campaign is. I know some people really like that and they think it reinforces things. There's lots and lots of opinions. Stephen Hoagland says, I love that logo. Great brand. So, and I appreciate, by the way, that the logo was at the bottom of the opt-in page, not at the very top. So for those of you who have just joined me, thank you, by the way, for popping in. Today's review day. So we are reviewing a campaign from one of my clients. All right, so we're on the thank you page. I have a struggle, and again, sometimes this can appear in your split test results. I have a struggle with the thank you page. On this particular version of the thank you page, there's a lovely picture of Louise. It says, currently you have 30 chances of winning the voucher. By the way, there are 2 other prizes that you're neglecting. So highlight the fact that there are multiple prizes. I thought I mentioned this, maybe I didn't. People love to know that there are multiple prizes. The more prizes there are, the more chances they have to win. The struggle I have that I started to say is, and by the way, I told, if you just joined, I'm struggling with some clarity in my brain. I'm having vertigo today and yesterday, and so anyway, my brain's a little fuzzy, so if I'm acting a little less responsive than I normally do, that's why. I don't think that you need to show this picture here and to put in such big font that they have 30 chances to win. Now, I have 30 chances, by the way, because I was in here a few minutes ago. I don't think that's the default number that you're giving people, Peter. And if you have to go, I will make sure you get the recording. Because I know you said you had 30 minutes. Come on, Mitch, get back to the struggle. The struggle I have is you're taking up valuable real estate with this picture. If this picture is not helping anybody share, the purpose of the thank you page is to A, make them feel really good about their chances, and B, to get them to earn more chances, right? To share your campaign. It's the whole purpose of what we're doing here. And everything we look at, we have to decide if that's helping the purpose. Is this image at the top of the page where the priority is the biggest, helping you win, helping you get people to share? And I think my answer is, no, it's not really helping anything right now. Okay? Increase your chances to win in 3 easy steps. I kind of like that phrasing, but it's still too big. Number 1, invite your friends. Yeah, this is I've seen both share thank you pages, so this one's the other one that I hadn't seen before. This section right here, invite your friends, explore my website, share on social, is too wordy. Get 15 additional chances to win for every friend you refer using your unique link. That's good. For your convenience, totally unnecessary. For your convenience, maybe it helps. I'm struggling with that. We've drafted an email that you can use to share. You've just told them that it's a draft. You don't need to tell them that they can customize it. Just make sure you don't change it's just too many words. Invite your friends. These are the important bits. The reason I'm worried about the number of words is that if you make it too long, they're going to spend time reading the words and not actually do what you want them to do. Now, one of the other things, for example, it says explore my website, get bonus points. I typically try not to use points. You use the phrase chances of winning up here. Use the same verbiage down here because the points are about chances to win. If you're using two sets of words here, people do understand points in many cases, but if they don't understand what the points are being used for, then they're going to be confused. Get extra chances to win for correctly answering a question. Keep an eye on your inbox for regular and new challenges. What does this have to do with step 2? Keep an eye on your inbox for regular new challenges and opportunities to earn more chances to win. Nothing. So take this out of this section. Earn 15 extra chances by sharing in all the different platforms. You've switched back to extra chances, which is good, but we don't need to see points here. All right, so share on email. You can, by the way, edit these buttons. You can edit the text on the buttons. And I have tested, sometimes I put, since you've got a lot of space here, I think, depending upon the platform and whether you're on a smartphone or whatever, I sometimes put in the share on email 50, or I don't know, was it 15 additional chances to win for every friend you refer? I put parentheses 15 entries for each referral. Now, in terms of points, by the way, trying to figure out the best, simplest way to say it. Sorry. What I prefer is that you give more points than everything else for referrals. Referrals are the thing that brings you the most. Referrals is what you want people to do. And they can only earn these points one time. You see the Facebook, which is what I clicked on earlier today. So I got my 15 points for that. Notice that's empty over here. If I'm getting the same number of points for just simply clicking on this button that I am for referring people, the 15 additional chances, then it's not as valuable, right? You want people to think about those referrals as being the most valuable thing. They can only earn these points once. Man, my brain feels really slow today. I'm sorry. It's just really slow. So trim up the words here, Peter. These are good. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but you can split these into blocks. I would put WhatsApp and Messenger, and if you've been in my course on the UpRightle editor, you can see where you can split those up. And I like to put the ones that are the most like one-on-one up at the top, like email, WhatsApp, Messenger are much more one-on-one in that people will get those 15 points for referrals. I would bump it up to either 50 or 100. You can, the reason I say that is you can give points away like candy. You don't care how many points you give away. You don't want to make it too crazy, but you want them to feel really good when they refer people. You want them to feel like, oh man, I got more chances to win. Because I'll go back. Why am I saying that? Let me go back to the very basics. I'm going to go back to the very basics because this one's important. The biggest struggle people have when they're entering a contest is this. All right, somebody who's watching, if you guys are here and reacting, if you register for Peter's campaign, how many people do you want to have in this campaign? This is a crucial point. Somebody tell me in the comments, how many other people do you want in a contest like this? If you really want to win this prize, I'm going to take a drink while I'm waiting for an answer. How many people do you want to have in the campaign? This is an easy question. I know you know this answer. Somebody tell me. Here, I'll put on my music. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Anybody? Now, why is that not working? Dang it. There it is. Come on, somebody. One person, tell me. How many people would you like to have in a contest competing against you to win a prize? I've lost everybody's excitement. Oops, I didn't do that again. All right. See, not only are you people am I struggling, but you are too. Nobody's responding. All right. So the answer is, I just make sure nobody's responding. Either that or the comment system is broken. All you people watching. All right. The answer is, if you've registered for a contest, you want 0 people registered competing against you to win the prize. So the sharing side of this is a struggle for many people. They have to be convinced that sharing it is of value to them. Right? Earning extra chances to win is a very valuable way of doing that, right? So if you get 15 chances to win when you first join, and then you get 100 chances or 50 chances if you refer somebody, now we're talking about a better offer, right? We're talking about better incentive for me to share it with others. This is why the concentration on the points is very important in your campaign. You've got to break the desire, the goal, or the struggle of people to share. Okay? So give them more incentive to share. One of the other tricks, and I don't necessarily, it's too late to try it in this campaign, I think, is to have a prize that if your friend wins, you win too. That also takes the burden off of you sharing, getting people to do the sharing. If they know that they refer their friend Paula, and Paula wins, then you get the same prize? Bingo. Now I'm much more likely to be doing sharing. I want more people in the campaign who have a chance to win, because then I have a whole lot more chances to win myself. Not only that, but if I get 100 chances to win for referring Paula, and I get the same prize that Paula wins, now I'm breaking down that barrier a whole bunch in terms of getting people to share. This, by the way, see, I don't have my buttons set up right. This, by the way, is how I get people. I've doubled the amount of referrals that most people get in my campaigns because of techniques like this. I'm starting to think the comment system is broken. Somebody comment and say hi or something. I'm feeling like the systems are broken here, because you guys are usually much more interactive. All right. So back to Peter's campaign. So share on Facebook. So this image, where'd it go? This image, bring it on over here. You guys can see this. This image is important. Stand a chance comes in here again. I think you should get rid of that, Peter, because it's just words that are not helping anybody. Win 1,000 Rand jewelry. I like the fact that you've got these pieces of jewelry here, and I like the fact that there's a picture, although just between you and me, my opinion is that the jewelry is a little hard to see on here, but that's okay. You're talking about Louise and the jewelry, and you have the pictures here. Those words say new collection. I don't know that that's important. Free entry is here. You do not need the URL on this image because people are going to just click on it and go. Win 1,000 Rand voucher. Again, if people understand a gift card, people understand a voucher. But if you tell them what the voucher is for, it makes more sense. And I'm not sure this is explaining that enough. And I'm probably not explaining it enough either. All right, so let's move on. It is good that the image has somebody wearing the jewelry. People like to see them, imagine themselves wearing the product or testing the product or whatever. So that on the most part, that's a very good image, and congratulations for that. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to do was to dive into Peter's back end and see what the stats are and to see the split testing that's going on. So overall, this is a very good start. I'm going to make sure that I have the right things here. All right. So, all right, we're just going to go here. So this is the back end, the up viral side of Peter's collection, Louise Carver collection. And we're going to start with reports. And it's really awesome that Peter is sharing that with us. Sometimes the charts look a little goofy. But key things here. Overall total visits, 184. 59 total leads. Conversion rate's really good, 46%. Now, Peter told me that Louise had sent this to her list. So this is a very freaking good start, 46% conversion. When it gets out in the general public, it may not be so great, but how do we know that? Oh, by the way, these people, the referred leads, are possibly not people that are familiar with Louise. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But we're getting a 42% conversion rate there. So that's awesome. So let's look at the details too, by the way. 31 direct leads and 28 referrals. That's a phenomenal result. So it's almost 1-to-1, but I'm going to do the exact math. So if I take 28, I'm going to move this a little bit so that you can see it. 28 referred leads divided by direct leads, which is a stat that I really wish was on this page, but it's not. But it's the number one stat that I look at, and you guys have heard me talk about this before. I call this the referral ratio. Peter's getting 90% referrals. It's almost 1-to-1. It's the goal of getting people 1-to-1 is amazing. So for every person that joins the campaign, he's getting about one person referral. It's awesome. It's a great way to run a campaign. Everybody understand that? All right. The first day was the biggest, probably because that's the email that went out. Please make sure, Peter, that you are sending out reminders to people to be doing sharing. Be relentless in your emails so that people understand that they need to get more chances to win. I also encourage you doing traffic tracking. We can talk about that another day. It's one of my favorite topics, to track the traffic. You are not doing anything with this tracking that UpViral has. That's okay. And let me just go over to the setup just to show people that we have two different campaign pages. The one we looked at earlier was the one that has Louise's photograph in it. So if I do preview of this one, you'll see that it's very short. Celebrate Women's Month. So this is what I think is the better way of doing the top of the page. Handpicked collection has something for everyone. I think this one's going to convert much better. Now, there's nothing wrong with potentially having images below this, but that's okay. Anyway, so there's that logo that we were talking about before. So that's a very good split test. We come over here, let me just, he's got two different split tests on the landing page, or the thank you page. We saw this one. Let's look at this one. This image is way too big. Again, we talked about this. It's too much at the top. Pretty basic. That's good. All right. So the other thing was the split test. If you are on the business plan and above, you can do split tests. Split tests are a great way of looking at the results to see which page is winning, to see which page does a better job for you. Highly advise doing split tests if you're on the business plan. Okay, so that's the review for today. That's not where I wanted to go. Does anybody that's out there have any questions? Well done, Peter. Thank you for putting your campaign up for review. Really appreciate having the opportunity to help you build a better campaign to have better results. There's one. Hey, Michael. Ask your question and I'll tell you if it's appropriate or not. Good to see you, Michael. And yes, I know you asked me a question early this morning in Messenger and I haven't yet to reply to it. The short answer, if that's the question you want to ask, is it is very difficult to do affiliate campaigns inside of UpViral. How's that for a short answer? The struggle with affiliate campaigns is that affiliate ID. That's the real struggle with anything having to do with UpViral. They don't handle that affiliate ID. And it's maybe not so bad on the front end. The question... Now, there's a very good question. So that was the question, Michael says. What about with hidden fields? That's a very interesting question. The struggle I have, so let's back up. And yes, this is a question that's more appropriate for Q&A day. But for those of you who know me, I have a very difficult time not answering questions. So I am pausing for a minute. So for the longest time, it has bugged me that I did not know how to pre-fill fields. Michael says we can take it offline. I don't want to take it offline because then that's a whole nother time slot. So I have struggled with the ability and the idea, and I've just really never asked any about it. And just so you know, if you're out there and you don't know, I have a Discord server where we have a chat group about people who are coming up with UpViral-ish hacks, ways of using some of these tools that UpViral hasn't necessarily thought about. And yes, everybody knows that UpViral is still my favorite tool, even though I'm not doing the UpViral Copilot show, which doesn't exist anymore. So here's the thing. Once I figured it out, and I figured it out late last week or over the weekend, a simple way of pre-filling fields, and if a field happens to be hidden, then you can take URL parameters and put them in the data in the field, and then pass that data on the form over to UpViral, and UpViral will send it to your autoresponder. Assuming it's one of the UpViral autoresponders that there is a connection with. You can't do this with the HTML form. What that can do would be to mark people in your autoresponder with an affiliate link. What that's not doing is actually putting a cookie on the person's computer with that affiliate link. So it would at least register that person as coming through, let's say if it's a referral of Paul's, if you put that into a hidden field, Paul's referral link ID, and then pass that to your autoresponder, then Joanne that came in from Paul would say that Joanne is a Paul affiliate person. And if you have some way on the back end of then tracking a purchase from Joanne and giving Paul the credit, then yes, if you pass along that hidden field. Now, here's the problem. And now that I think about it, this is the problem. I apologize. So Michael says the big key is the cookie, right? That's the big key. The problem is that UpViral, I'm thinking this out loud live, so you guys are seeing my brain spin. The problem isn't that you can't take the ID off of the page and put it in hidden field and pass that along. The problem is that if Betty opts into Michael's campaign and Michael's an affiliate, then when Betty shares on social media, Michael's affiliate ID is not on those posts. That's the problem. That's the big problem. And yes, the cookie is still a problem. So the hidden field trick does help, but it doesn't solve the problem of referrals. Although if you if you automate it, though, I take that. I mean, there needs to be some additional back end stuff. So let's say Michael is an affiliate for a product. He's running a contest. Michael says, yes, that is what I want. There was a system that used to do this. It was not UpViral. What was that system? And is it gone? But let's think this through. If Michael's got a campaign and Michael's an affiliate for somebody else, and he puts his link out there and Betty signs up through his link, and we pass that through to the database, and Betty gets tagged with Michael, then theoretically, any referral that we can identify that points to Betty, you could programmatically assign those referrals externally as referrals of Michael. Yes, you could do that. The old system was called Contest Burner. But still doesn't solve the cookie problem. All of it would be external. Doesn't solve the cookie problem. But if you had a manual process or an automated process on the back end that says Joanne was referred by Paul or by Betty Lou, and Betty Lou was affiliated with Michael, then you could give Michael credit for Betty Lou, with the cookie would be set, but Paula would be tagged with Michael's affiliate ID. On the back end, you'd have to do that manually. So it's getting there. It's a little bit better than what I had thought of before, because at least you could attach an affiliate ID. You could, but you can do that with the tracking link anyway already. Michael says, I don't ask easy questions. I mean, technically you could do that before without the hidden field trick. So I take that back. Oh, I didn't want to do that. If for those of you still watching who missed it, I have vertigo right now. I just dropped something and I bent down to pick it up, which is not a smart idea when you have vertigo. The world is spinning. All right, anyway. So thank you for that easy question, Michael. It's always good to think, though. These are the kinds of questions that get asked in my mastermind. Often inside my mastermind, we sit and we talk and we mash through some of these ideas that are outside the boundaries of a traditional simple campaign. And my members in my mastermind are always asking me questions. And that's what caused me to start thinking about the hidden field trick again. And B, last week, we actually thought about the fact that you can create an UpViral thank you page, what UpViral calls the share page. You can create a blank share page. Absolutely, completely blank. Now, it still takes up a little bit of space, which is what bugs me. But these are the kind of things that we end up thinking about in my mastermind. And if you're interested in my mastermind, it's well worth it. So I have two things going on right now. I have the Mitch Magic membership for people that just want to just maybe getting started. And then I don't have a screen for it, but if you go to Movers Do, that's MOVERS, do.com, you can find out about my mastermind, and that's where we dive into one-on-one conversations in a group format with other people that are doing similar things. And we're people that show up every session just to hear what other people are working on. So they use it kind of as a co-working session to help them think about what they could be doing differently inside their businesses. So if you're interested in that, I personally think it's highly advantageous and very valuable to you. Go to moversdo.com and look that up. And if you have any questions, you can just pop in and ask me. If you go to contactmitch.com, you can find out how to get a hold of me. Tomorrow is the podcast with Bradley. You want to see all the old podcasts, you can go to hearmitch.com. That recording, and again, I got to check with the time, Bradley. My calendar says that it's at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and if that's true, I'm going to have to reschedule because that's when I'm going to a doctor's appointment. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you have any other questions, the Q&A is always the second Tuesday. Q&A is the second Tuesday of the month. The review show, which is today's show, is the fourth Tuesday of the month. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully, Peter, that has helped you somewhat. And for those of you who and have not commented, I want to smack the heck out of you because I like to know who's here and what you're working on. Oh, see, I missed this comment. Why did I miss that? Michael said, I'm running this through high level using First Promoter for the affiliate management system so I can build a bunch of automations. I just haven't integrated UpViral with high level. The struggle with that, Michael, and I'm sorry I missed that somehow. That's the other one. The struggle is that UpViral, if I remember correctly, does not support high level directly. And so there's some issues there. Now with Zapier and Pabbly and those kind of tools, you can get some of the data that you would need, but I think high level is the problem. So anyway, yes. And Michael, if you remember my mastermind, we'd spend hours trying to figure all that stuff out. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, by the way, Tuesday, I will be here for a show. Tuesday after that will be the start of the 3-day class that I'm doing with Tim Berger. Highly intensive, aimed at people who are relatively new to marketing and UpViral kinds of stuff. But the third day, the awesome part of this is that Tim is going to teach you how to do selling via your list. So that is the primary focus. I'm going to show you how to bring new leads into your list with contests and other stuff. Third day is going to be Tim going, hey, now that you got a list, what do you do with it and how do you monetize it? And I think that package is freaking amazing because people always say to me, hey, Mitch, once I have a list, what do I do with it? All right, so if you're on my email list, and you should be, not that one, this one, go to joinmitch.com, then you can be notified this week. We're going to promote that, and that will start next Tuesday. And thank you so much for being here and asking questions and interacting. I appreciate you for being here. Good luck with your campaigns, and I will catch you again next Tuesday.
Hey, Mitch, good to hear from you.
It's a perfect ending. I am grateful. Grateful to get away.
Good day.
I'll be back.